Guess what, guys? I'm back, baby. And guess what? Live trading is starting right now.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher. Choi.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
What's going on, team? Welcome to live trading. Yes, it is beatable. The market is beatable, but you got to work on your process to perfect it. Let's go ahead and bring on the traders right here. Ryan, Faloona, and Zunaid. Yolo, man, what's going on?
Doing all right. What's up? What's up, Brian? Good to see you.
Look good to see you too. Zunaid, I have a nickname for you. Yolo Z is your new nickname.
Yolo Z. I'll take it. I like it.
We got to get
I'm
you
in.
a shirt that says that. Right
I'm
there.
in.
Yolo Z.
And Mitch, I gotta say, man, it's cleaned up with the suit, looking sharp today. Looking sharp today.
The only way we know how to do it, right? I mean, I can't call myself Money Mitch and not look like money. You know what I mean? Can't come in the store
I know what you mean.
You got one more suit for tomorrow, don't you?
Hey, you know it, Zunaid.
I need you to come out with like a purple or a red one. You know what I mean?
I was gonna do a little bit more of like a floral jacket, but you know, I don't want to.
How impressed was Jason with your outfit?
I haven't seen Jason really. I haven't got,
really?
the office, but let's go ahead and let's talk about our trading day. You guys start sharing your screens. What are you guys looking out there in the market, and what kind of trades are you looking at? I'm still holding my Airbnb trade, and I'm trying to see that one continue moving today. But I'll let you guys go ahead and take a lead.
I'll go ahead to start here. I'm going to watch some of these stocks that are gapping here off the movers tool, CRDF, SNGX. Those are probably going to be the two ones. But shout out to the happy hour crew yesterday. The happy hour crew found a potential play similar to, what was it, EFRT, EFTR? Yeah, EFTR. We found a play that we think might be similar to this from yesterday. So obviously this thing ran from mid 11s to 40 intraday. So we think that we found something else that's very, very similar. That's ticker AGIL. So here's the little tip off that we got yesterday. I'd really like to see this clear out 17, but I'm going to be watching this because I think we might get something very similar to what we saw with some of these other SPACs that have gone on these crazy runs. Got to be low float, got to have redemptions. So again, this was something that was derived in our happy hour. This is my primary watch this morning.
All right. Let's go ahead and hear what Zunaid's. What do you got on the watch today? I know you trade usually a lot right out the gate, so let's definitely take a look at what you're looking at today.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. So Tesla, I'm looking to get in around 750 for a bounce. Stop loss will be $1 below. Microsoft.
Just interrupt right there. I just wanted to give a shout out to Katrina. She's actually in Tesla for the open. There you go.
Awesome. There you go.
In there.
Yeah. So for me, I'm looking to get a bounce. For entry purposes, I'm looking at 750. Let's just call it 750.50. Stop loss will be below that, so let's call it 749. Microsoft didn't get to play that one yesterday, so I'm looking at around $300 with my entry. I'm gonna wait a first minute to see how it goes, and then stop loss will be right below that. Netflix, we played this one real nice yesterday. Netflix, we played that really well off the 600 bounce, so that's something similar that I'm gonna look to do today. Those are the three stocks, and it looks like, what is this one? BCTX announced a buyback. So it's moving pre-market. I'm going to check out the levels on this. I don't have it yet, but that's one that I'm keeping an eye on.
And you said that was BTCX?
BCTX.
There you go. I got it right here. $7 stock pushing through 760.
Another real quick shout out for a stock to watch here. Zunaid reminded me of it. Peloton, right? Peloton. We're currently at 98.79. I really think that you might get 100 test here, and you might get a push through that 100 test. Might be a real good trading opportunity. So I'm also going to watch Peloton here.
Yeah, and Katrina, you're absolutely right. My stop loss on Tesla is very tight to the point where I may get wicked out. For me, it's just the bounce of 750. Like for example, if you want, you can go ahead and check out the bounce that you may have seen on. I don't know if you watched the show yesterday, but on Netflix we played the bounce of 600, and we got the entry. I believe it was like 618 cents or something like that. And it just immediately made a nice move all the way to 612. So I didn't get all of that. I got out at 603. But I agree. Yes, it is a tight stop loss. Sometimes it works for me. Sometimes it doesn't. I do go in a little bit heavier. If I did want a wider stop loss, I would go ahead and take a lot less shares and do it that way. Matter of fact, since it's Thursday, I might even dabble in some options in that. But we'll see what the pricing looks like. But I agree with you. It is a much tighter stop loss than one would like.
Shout out, Zunaid. As soon as you said Tesla, the first thing I did was I checked the options that were expiring tomorrow because today's Thursday. So good call.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it, right? Like Thursdays and Fridays are big money, big losing days. So it just depends on how well you play it.
Hey, that's how it is with the YOLO options. I mean, if you want to make the returns and also, I mean, you increase your risk, but that's usually the only way to make giant returns is to increase the risk. But I mean, that's why they call you YOLO Z, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's worked out so far. So far, thankfully, it's worked out. Can't complain.
Definitely. I'm going to be watching, of course, I just mentioned Airbnb, but I actually have one in the red, guys. Yes, I lose too, you know. I don't always win, guys. I do have some winners, losers. And actually, if I look back, I actually have more losing trades this year than winning trades. But guess what? I'm at 38% on my overall account for the year, trying to make it up towards 50 by the end of the year. But that's what it's all about. It's the consistency, right? It's not necessarily always about looking back and seeing, oh, well, I had 5 losers and 2 winners. The real key is, are you holding to your strategy and your process? I think that's what matters the most, because when you look back at your data, that's what you want to be able to see, that yes, I am cutting my losers early and I am letting my winners run and giving me that return that I need to get the consistent profits. So one that I'm looking at my cut this morning is DICA. That's Discovery. I've been trying to time this one for a while and it looked perfect on the weekly and daily. Even the monthly had multiple lows in the same area, 27. So yesterday we just cut 27. We went to 26.94. Put the chart up. Sorry about that. Thank you, Ryan, for putting it up there. But 27 was my out point. So today it just needs to hold that. I'm going to hold towards 26.90s just in case we get a small dip and it gets a quick recovery. But that's my out spot. And so if it breaks it today, I'll take my 5% loser. It happens. I have 5% losers, and my winning side is usually towards 20 to 30%. That's my sweet spot in my data that I've seen get my returns. So, you know, I can lose 5%, gain 30% gainer. And then what do I got there? I got 6 trades to get break even. And so this is what I try to set up for, guys, is try to give myself a good return probability. So it's all about probability. And I always say, you never know when you're going to be right. The only thing you can do is put yourself in the right probable state.
Yeah, Mitch, I think that's a really good PSA. And I think that that's also very timely because the market, especially over the summer, at least in my opinion, has been fairly difficult to trade. Been a lot of head fakes, just a lot of fake outs in general. And the reality is that when you use risk management to let your winners run and cut your losers early, you're allowed to have a winning percentage like that and still be profitable. And I think that that's a testament to how much you actually adhere to your system. And that is something that should be imitated by everyone watching or everyone that's learning for you. So I've gone through years like that too, where it feels like you just lose more than you do or more than you win. But by the end of the year, you're still up. And that's a testament to a good, solid process. So I'm really glad that you shared that with us.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, I can call out winners, but I mean, I have losers also. And then, so one thing you can't do is try to act like the hero, right? If I would have acted like the hero in a lot of names, I would have got hit for probably 20 or 30% losses instead of cutting them at that 5% loss. So I think that's very vital for all traders out there to kind of reassess and look at your data. I can't stress it enough how many traders don't really take data or also your emotions while you took the trade. I think it's important to write those notes down. Hey, was I feeling bullish? Was I feeling a FOMO? Did I hold to my risk? Did I hold to analyze your data, go back to it. If you want to get on top of your process, you got to actually take a look at your process and see how it's performing, and then you'll be able to adapt and get some profits out the markets.
And what you were talking about just there was trading journal, right? Keep a trading journal.
100%.
Keep a journal of all the trades that you make. Like Mitch said, write down your emotions, write down what you were feeling. Try to capture that so that when that opportunity presents itself, or when that situation presents itself again, you know how to react.
All right, so we're getting a stock in the chat. I wanted to go ahead and bring up VZIO here being mentioned. So here's the daily chart. I actually like this one. I actually wrote it up from 21 to 27, getting out near 26 on this turnaround. I was letting it try to get through that high. It didn't get through that high, and then just started turning really around. I thought it could possibly turn around here at 19 because Roku was making a big rip, but it just hasn't turned around there, and now it keeps testing these lows near this 18. You see a good recovery there. Maybe you can attack it, but it's not really my kind of cup of tea now that it's down there below. I'll wait for it to get back above 21. All right, other stocks you guys want us to take a look at to the bell. Looks like Rocketman's talking about EVgo. EVgo, let's take a look here. EVgo is a charging station stock. Just hanging out there by the $8, really hasn't moved. And I think a lot of that has to do with kind of infrastructure talk, not really the forefront of everyone's focus right now, but it's not a bad play if you're looking for a long-term play. What else are you guys seeing out there? Do you guys want to talk about any stock before we get right here to the bell? We got about 3 minutes here.
Yeah, STBC suggested Gevo. I'm kind of looking at Gevo too. That's on my movers tool this morning. We're holding right here around 620, 630 area. This popped up to a high of 644. This stock likes to pop and drop, but I'd like to try and catch this on one of its pops. So if this comes back in, this might give me some opportunity to trade here. There's just absolutely no way. I mean, I'd like to see it come into 5. I'm not sure it does that here. I think that a more reasonable level here is going to be like your 575 level. We come in there, that would be a spot for me to try it long.
All right, now one thing I want to go ahead and state before the bell here, if you guys haven't checked out on the 11th, yes, this Saturday, guys, 9 a.m. to 5 Eastern, we're going to have our boot camp. This will bring you from the zero to a hero. Who wants to work on their trading and definitely learn some new skills? We're going to be bringing together the best trading educators and have a full day of education to help you become a better trader. If you guys are struggling out there, this is the place to be at. Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern. You guys can register at benzinga.com/events. I also will throw this up in the chat so you guys can click on it and go ahead and sign up.
Well, we got about a couple of minutes from the bell. Let me take a look at.
So one that I'll point out is we had Lululemon, right, with good earnings today. Last night. And so I'm looking for sympathy plays with that. So ASO also did a repurchase. So that's up today. Academy Sports. Let's see if that one bounces back. Looks like it's down now.
Yeah, it looks like it reversed. It looks like it did go up and then sold back down. That would be one to watch. Good call.
I'm going to be watching that one. I'll be watching also, I saw HIBB show up on my scanner. So HIB Sports. That one's not a bad one to keep on watch.
What was the ticker?
HIBB. To the sporting play also. I'm going to keep watching this one to see what happens with it, but it has been in a downtrend. We'll see if it bounces back today with that Lululemon sympathy. Nike was up also on that, so we'll look at Nike to see if that can continue to move. Also, Under Armour has a tendency of moving with this name. Hasn't moved today, but we'll see if it gets a push right out the gates. It has a nice support underneath it at 936 there. So we'll see if that 936 holds towards the bell and we get a push towards 20.
I might also take a look at RH. It's at that $700 level at the moment. If I do grab it around 700, 750, look for a stop loss below. Let's see how it acts.
Ring the bell, guys, because here it goes. Let's see what happens at the market. Like always, guys, if you guys had a big mover put it up in the chat. We'll definitely take a look and try to see if we can judge it. Let's go see if we can nail a trade here. I know that Ryan and Zunaid are working hard here. Like always, guys, you guys can check out Benzinga Pro absolutely for free. No credit card needed. Just go to benzinga.com/pro, and then you'll be able to get to it. And one of the things that I love is that if you haven't tried it, it's absolutely for free. You don't even need a card. I think there's too many times where, that we need your card, we need your social security, we need all this. No, you guys you can sign right up and check it out. All right, there you go. A lot of stocks flowing through there. Rocketman. A lot of people are talking about RKLB. So let me take a look here at RKLB. Rocket Lab really pushing. This was a SPAC, man, and these SPACs have started to rip. We saw Effector move massive yesterday, over 100%. So Rocket Lab starting the day up there by the 16s and 17s. We'll see if it rips through 17 here. That's what I'd be paying attention. Look how that's moving. Just spiked right through 17, coming back down. I'm going to look for a VWAP play here at 16.32, and then the risk would be 16. So we're talking about 70 cents upside, looking for a 30-cent risk.
Trent, I can focus when anyone's talking, my man. Hey, Mitch, what's the float on RKLB? Do you know offhand? We don't have a data point for that pro.
That's the problem. That's the problem. When you switch over, float change, and so it's very hard to track. This is why these have been moving. A lot of these do what's called redemptions, right? I don't think this one had a lot of redemptions because it wasn't under 10, but that's what's been happening to a lot of these SPAC plays is that when you redeem the float, let's say you get like 10 million going to 2 million, that can easily cause a stock to end up with that low float, making that rise. All right, still looking for pullbacks to the VWAP. It hasn't made an attempt there, but Rocket Lab's definitely looking strong this morning. Genie also looking strong this morning, showing up on my gap scanner, up 7%. I'm looking for that one to continue through 25. I'm up 40% on this position. Normally, I would take the position, but this is a long-term position for me. I've tried my best to keep hands off. I already took some profit above 20s, so I'm looking for Genie to continue its run.
So, and this is why I asked about our RKLB. I'm getting some in the chat here. We got Beta saying 190 million on RKLB. Matt Miller says outstanding shares 447 million on RKLB. I'm looking at Yahoo Finance right now, and it tells me that the float is 3.84 million. So this is what you're talking about it being hard to track down which number might be accurate and what you're looking for when these specs are changing. So I'm not really sure which one to trust, to be quite honest with you. Givo highs of the day, by the way. Givo, if this breaks 645, we might be off to the run here.
All right. Katrina telling us she's out of Tesla. There you go. I don't know how Tesla moved there, but I definitely want to go ahead and state it there. Michael saying trade with Zunaid.
What's going on?
They're looking for the YOLO Z.
Everyone is,
hey,
man.
Michael, I need you to drop your big bands on the YOLOs, Michael.
You know my man Michael's making the bands, working hard like he always is. Let's see what we're moving out there. Moderna, I think, is being called out here. So let's take a look. mRNA. All right, let's take a look here at the chart. See what we're seeing, up about 2%. Did a nice spike there. I like the daily chart on this. Let's take a look here. When we saw this little push through 400, that's when it started looking strong. We'll see if it gets through the seventh high, which was 438.55. That's the level I would like to see it break, to see probably a run towards 450. That just stands out to me like a whole dollar psychological point that it could run to today.
Keeping an eye.
AMC looks like it's trying to gear up here. It's down a little bit in the pre-market. It looks like it's trying to reverse. Kramer said that he thinks the CEO is a magician.
Let's.
He did tweet out saying buy AMC. I think it was in response to something else that AMC had going on there.
Put an F in front of his name. It's kind of what I call him. The Framer.
The Framer. EFTR Hall. Wow.
He frames those trades. Let's just say that. Let's take a look here. DKNG being talked in the chat. I know it had news on Arizona, NFL today. I think this one could have a good bullish day. And we're seeing the reaction right up towards 64.10 from a red to green move. I love to see these right out the gates because it usually washes out the retail trader that was watching it. And then all of a sudden, boom, gets that rocket back up. DKNG, we'll see if it kind of continues moving. Penn is one I'd keep on watch today. Has sideways consolidation. I'm looking for a run towards 90. Just pushed up to 83.60s. We'll see if it holds the VWAP near 82.69, 70s, and gets back up there towards 84.
I'm tempted to play AMD here, especially at the 107 level. It's holding VWAP at the moment. I'm keeping an eye on it. I haven't pulled anything yet. If you did want to YOLO something, you can YOLO the 107s for this week. But I am keeping an eye on AMD.
One of the highest Wall Street's bet stocks, CLOV, being mentioned by Rocket Man. Haven't taken a look to see how it's moving today, but definitely one has the most mentions for sure. And look, a good spike there, 985 from 955s. Who knows? Maybe a little short squeeze. I know this stock is heavily shorted, so keep your eyes out on CLOV.
You've got, if you're looking at AMC, I mean, 46 is holding decently well, 6 minutes in.
Can you put the chart up, Zunaid?
What's up?
Charts. So can you put
Yeah, I got you. Give me, I've got AM. Yeah, you should be able to. It's already up.
Perfect. We got it.
All right. Let's take a look at, 46 is holding right here, as you can see. So if you wanted to get in, you can. Low of day would be your stop loss. But so far, no real direction. But it is holding 46 at the moment. Keeps flirting around that VWAP area. If you take a look at AMD, again, it wicked. But again, we talked about this yesterday. You just got to kind of close if you feel like you're going to be bearish on it. For me, I wanted to see it hold right around this area and come bounce back up. But again, if you wanted to YOLO something, you could YOLO the 107 calls for this week. Tesla's holding above the VWAP at the moment. Wick bounced right back up. And again, this we always talk about the importance of VWAPs, and you can see touched it, bounced right back up. It's like a dollar move right there. Not saying it was worthy of playing, but just showing again the importance of VWAP and how different stocks respect it. Speaking of VWAP, Zunaid, PLTR, Sandra mentioned it here in the chat. PLTR rode that V-wave up and just kind of blew away from it now. So it looks like we were kind of hugging that VWAP line, and then right there, what the fourth candle over to the left, Mitch, it really started to kind of push away from that VWAP here. PLTR looks like it's got some buying interest. By the way, while we were talking, GVO did go. GVO did go. It actually broke through that 645 spot and hit 657 on that. So,
all right, guys, gonna have to cut that discovery trade, and that's how it goes, guys. Sometimes you gotta make the cut. Right now, it's my time to decide. Hey, this stock isn't working out. The plan isn't working out. You get out. You don't fight the market. The market tells you what your return is, not you. I think that a lot of times we try to make decisions and say that we're supposed to get this and this, but to tell you the truth, you never know. And to me, I'm out. I took my 5% loss and it happened. That's what it's about. Now I can go ahead and focus on what? My winning trades and what trade I want to take now. So I'm going to be looking to see Pub M having a good day. I like that pop in Pub M. That's one of the stocks I gave out for September. So I do like that. But right now, I'm looking to see what's going to happen with Blade Air Mobility. This is a SPAC that I'm taking a look at to see, because I mean, we've been seeing these SPACs run, right? We just saw Rocket Labs. We just saw EFTR go up about 20%. Yep. We're seeing this one just get above $10. One of the things that's bringing me into this stock is if you look on the hourly chart, look at that pop of volume. There hasn't been a pop like this for a long time, and now you're getting 700,000 shares traded on the first hour of the market day.
You've got Kathy Woods, by the way, her little investment thing came out. She purchased a whole bunch of PATH. PATH is a ticker name.
Trying to grab it right now.
NVTA, that's also, she purchased 600,000 shares of that for her ARKK fund. It's interesting. Those typically come out the night before, but somebody decided to release them now. So The reason I mention it is keep an eye on those stocks. Would not be surprised if they continue their run. This one here has already had a nice little move so far, but something to keep an eye on.
All right, trying to go ahead and try to get into this trade here. Let's see if I'm able to grab it.
Wise key, W key here, huge volume through 850. This is interesting. Next spot 869 and then 890. So Wise key. I'm not in this. W key is the ticker. Very, very interesting through 50 here. Did not have it up on my screen. Was not fast enough to catch it. Sorry, I don't have it on my pro screen. Let me get that up here for you. But as soon as it took out 850, it popped, and there's a ton of volume. Look at this volume stick. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any continuation here. We had a big day yesterday. Something's going on here? It's trading up. Unfortunately, I want this to pull back before I go for this. Man, here we go. A little bit late on this. Hopefully somebody on here caught Wise key. This one I was a little too slow here.
All right, guys, trying to catch this Blade Air Mobility. Wasn't able to get it at the VWAP. I'm extending myself a little bit here, trying to get in at 995, and my risk will be down towards 970s. Let's see what happens here. I should get a fill, and I should be able to add a little bit closer to the VWAP. But I'm getting a little FOMO here. And remember how I told you guys we got to put our emotions into our trading book? I would tell myself here, yes, you did feel a little bit of FOMO seeing that first push. You have the sympathy from the other SPAC plays, EFTR ripping, Rocket Lab ripping. I'm looking to play this. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and the one I identified off of that was AGIL. Been absolutely nothing so far, just completely dead. Still going to watch it. Might not happen today, but this is the one I had flagged so far. No go on it.
No fill yet. I would like to have gotten filled already, but not seeing the fill here. I'm thinking we're going to get a little bit of a pullback here. I'm canceling. I will try to get in on the pullback. Looking at the bids right now.
RH, I mean, this stock has just been so spready. I can't even properly get a gauge on how to play it, so I'm leaving that one alone. It did go ahead and break that 700 level, held 690, and then it shot right back up. Not sure what it's going to do, but I did want to recap it because I did mention it. It's too spready for me. AMD held the lows of the day, coming back. It's testing VWAP at the moment. If you're going to get in the stock, you can right here grab the 107s for about 90 cents. Low of day would be your stop loss. Just a heads up on that.
GVO continues 660 here. That's from a 645 spot. So 15 cents on that.
Let's see what Lulu's got going on.
Guys,
Lulu, if you
second here to give the like push here. I mean, we're at 67 likes doing this absolutely live in front of you guys. You guys give us that like, hit the share button down below. Let your friends know. This is a trading room that's absolutely free. You're not going to find many trading rooms that are free. This right here on Benzinga, 100% free, and you can be trading with us. It's always great to trade with friends. I always like having that voice of reason in my ear, and that's what it's all about, guys. Let's keep working on our process. What are you seeing out there, YOLO? Any YOLOs?
No YOLO yet.
No YOLO yet. That's, I mean,
107s for AMD is what's tempting me.
Mhm.
That's the only one that I'm keeping an eye on there, but that's about it for now. Taking a look at Lulu, it is testing the low of day here. Break over 430 would be where I would get in. But at the moment, it's just trying to figure out what it wants to do in life. So no position there for me. I know we mentioned it earlier.
Look here.
Somebody got filled.
Yeah, I didn't get it, unfortunately.
Oh, you did not? Oh, never mind.
Well, that wasn't me that got filled there. Looking at Love, it did do a little bit of a bounce there. Has a good flag pattern in pre-market. The question is it going to hold the VWAP on any pullbacks? That's LOVE, the Love Sack.
Yeah, see,
Sack.
man. I want to get into Lulu here. I'm looking at the contracts. 430s are about $5. That's a little too expensive for a YOLO, but you can get in that. And if it breaks the low of day, which is about 422, then you can go ahead and get out. So You can play it that way. But I want to see it get over VWAP. I don't want to try to bottom fish here.
PRQR setting up here. PRQR, I think that if this takes out 8, you might have a trade. You have news last night and also broken out on the daily chart as it popped above 782. So PRQR, I think if it takes out 8, you might have some movement here. By the way, I apologize for that fill sound, Zunaid. That was me shaving off one of my ATVI.
Oh, no, you don't have to apologize. You're totally fine. Keeping an eye on AMD here. Matter of fact, if you wanted to, you can grab. I'll grab a small size here on NVDA,
Okay.
NVIDIA. Stop loss will be below 224, so I'm risking about $1. I'll tell you guys my fill here as soon as I get it. All right, filled in at 224.76. Again, stop loss is now about $1. Is what I'm looking at here. That being said, if AMD tests the lows of 106.50 and it holds, I will go ahead and grab some there, and the stop loss there will be the break of 106. But let's see what happens here with NVIDIA. Again, small size just because it's not quite doing what I'd like for it to do, but I do have a position in NVIDIA.
Like Ron says, he doesn't have any more likes, but if you guys got likes, definitely smash it up. Let's get it on up there. There need to be a way to hit it more than once, but I still haven't talked to YouTube to change that. Let's take a look here. I got in on the air mobility. I just got a first starter position there. Got filled at 994. So I'll bring up the chart there. Looks like we lost Zunaid's video there for a second. I'm sure he'll be back in 2 seconds. Looking at this one now, it needs to hold VWAP on any pullback, so that's 978s. But I'm looking for a little flag pattern breakout here. So let's look to see what we got here. I'm going to use my Alt T for my Benzinga Pro users. Definitely love using that hotkey right there. So you guys can see this kind of flag pattern, right? It's obvious right here. The big thing is I don't even want it to come back to VWAP. I want it to just push through the 10 and break on out, not giving the investors a chance if they're trying to add there on the VWAP. I could add there if I wanted to and then risk down towards 965, but I'm looking for it to just break out here. So let's see what happens.
And just to add, Omar asking, anybody trading options? Yes, Zunaid and I do trade options fairly regularly. We don't have any new option plays on today. I don't think, Zunaid, unless I missed one, I don't have any new ones on.
I don't.
Okay.
I am taking a look at NVIDIA. It is flirting with that stop loss area for me. What I'm going to do, since I mentioned this earlier, mentioned that it was a stop, it was as a small position. What I'm going to go ahead and do is, as it flirts with that green to red, the previous close, I will go ahead and add some more. I've got a position. I've got a limit order out for. Let me kind of show this real quick. Give me a sec. Well, I can't show it because I'm showing my broker, but I'll tell you guys in just a second. Let me put my order out there. But I would say around 223 and 55 cents. That's where I have another add, and my stop loss will be low of day, which is 222.85. So basically hoping for a bounce, and we'll see how it goes. But just a heads up there.
All right. Some people were mentioning that can it be growth down big? Hey, we see you out there in the chat. That's what it's about. Keep talking, because I mean, maybe even if we don't see it, maybe someone else sees it. We're all a team here. Let's be team players and help each other out.
So far, I mean, RH is consolidating. Here, let me pull up if you want to show my charts here.
Yeah, let me give them a peek right quick. We'll see if it gets through that 10. I just got a little wick above that trend line. Let's see if it gets through that 10. Pull back here. We'll probably come back to VWAP. Go for it, Zinian.
Yeah, you've got my charts up. This is RH again, holding above VWAP right over here. Somewhat of a trend on the 1 minute. Let's see how it behaves. No position yet, just because the options are so spready. That's my main issue. But if you wanted to grab it small size, hey, feel free to. Let's go ahead and take a look at Lulu. Held that low of day again, spiked but came right back up. Now it's above VWAP. I want to see a strong volume. You can see this is the volume average right here, and there is that break on Lulu. Let's see how it behaves, and then we can grab some positions. But that's what I'm currently looking at right now.
And guys, wise key. I called this earlier. We hit 9 here. I see day trade hood bull market. Looks like he's trading this today. Wise key, really interesting action, big volume. There it goes through 9 again. So wise, I'm not in this, but this is an interesting one. This one worked. Givo pushed highs of day as well here. So we gave you these two both before they went. Hopefully somebody took them. Wise key's grinding. There was another one too. I don't see it on my. AGIL, the ticker that I had flagged earlier, looks like it's starting to turn up here. Shout out to you. I see you. What was it? Kristen V. I see you out there. This does look like it's turning up. For this to actually be a trade here, this really needs to get wild. We're going to need a lot of volume in here for this to really turn into one of those monsters like EFTR. But stuff's moving. And I saw another question here on a potential Apple trade. Let me make sure I get the question right. Any option play on Apple? None of us have them on right now. We did have some price target raises on Apple, moving the price target, I think, from 170 to 180, something like that. Apple's been really strong lately. I would say if you come into a support level here, that might be your good chance to try swing long on some Apple options. PRQR coming back up to that 9 spot or 8 spot as well. Excuse me.
All right, someone talking about my DSCA. Why are you doing that to me now? Why are you doing that to me? Let's go ahead. Let's keep looking. Let's see what we're seeing out there. I know that someone just called out a Bitcoin stock. I did see talked about Bitcoin up massively today. It wasn't a big move, but one thing you saw, it was all green on the cryptocurrency charts, at least our heat maps. Let's take a look here at Mara. How are we performing in Mara? Not too bad. Looks like we got a nice VWAP hold there. You guys can see, I'll put up my chart here.
Okay, I'm long PRQR through 792 was my fill. I think it takes out 8 here. Sorry, I have the wrong.
No worries. Yeah, let's try to get those tickers up so they can see.
Yep. My bad. I'm basically trying to ease my way into this. So this is just going to be a small scalp. I grabbed it a little bit early because I didn't take very many shares at all. So I want to see this break through 8. I think we get a pop. We'll probably flatten that position right there.
What would your stop loss be? Would it be below VWAP at 775 below?
It would be a less than that. It would probably be 785. Again, this is a smaller position. I mean, the one thing is that I'm kind of thinking about breaking one of my own rules here just because the volume is so crazy high. I might actually stretch this back out, maybe 775. 785 was the breakout spot on the 785 was the breakout spot on the chart. So probably a little bit beneath that, maybe 780.
I got you. I will be right back.
We're probably going to get a VWAP test in my trade. I'm still in Blade here, guys. Got in there at 994, looking to see what's going to happen in this one. One thing to note, and we want to see it on the rip if we're going to get it, is the volume. You see how the volume has gone completely down, all the way down towards now 2,000 shares, when right out the gates we were trading at 124,000 shares on the 1 minute. So that's what I want to see happen right now. A big pop through 10 with some good volume to continue moving.
All right, let's see what we got. AMD, thankfully, hasn't completely taken me out yet. That's always nice, but I did not get a fill, which could be a good thing on my additional shares. So I'm still about maybe 50 cents in the red. But AMD triple bottom on the 1 minute, and now it's above VWAP, looking to go high of day. We'll see what happens there. RH, actually Lululemon, let me see what's going on with that. Let's take a look at Lululemon. So it's hanging around that 430 area. Trying to see, let's see what options look like for Lululemon. Oh boy. Yeah, those are a little expensive.
Lulu.
Root through 669 too. Up, it came right back.
All right, starting to get some volume at VWAP. I don't want it to break VWAP and go through that 970. That's the risk right now. We're looking for it to get back above 10 and break out through 10 here. It's okay that we get some volume near VWAP. That could be buyers stepping up here. Let's see if it breaks out, gets a quick pop up after this VWAP touch.
Lululemon, I went ahead and got the 440 contract, 440 strike for this week. Paid about $4. My stop loss will be below VWAP, which is about 429 if it breaks that. So I would say I'm probably risking about 75 cents or so on the contract. So just be mindful of that. What I'm hoping for is a little bit of consolidation here, and then we rip towards 435s, and around 434 is where I'll get rid of half my position. So just an FYI on that.
Hey, Crazy TR, Ryan, thank you for Givo. You are welcome, my man. I hope that you crush that. Givo, just a massive top this morning. Highlight that comment. Everyone give a round of applause for Crazy TR. We are making money here on the live trading. Go ahead and slap that like for us.
Click it. Just if you see the comment, just
I am not logged into this whole StreamYard thing. I don't think I have a StreamYard account. So when I click on it, nothing happens. But in any case, great job, Crazy. You did that. Pat yourself on the back. Just Fun Gaming said, look at Root. You're spot on there. We actually took out the high here at 669 yesterday. We continue to kind of push up here. I think there might be more in Root. I don't have it right now, but I think there might be more in there. Spider-Man, you hit Givo as well. I love it, guys. I absolutely love it when the group is making money. Let's go. PRQR coming back on towards 8 here. See if it takes it out.
Out of Lulu.
Hey, it happens, man. We keep trading. That's what it's about. Don't worry, I'm almost out of my blade too. I'm watching it like a hawk right now.
There we go. Through 8 on PRQR. See if we get a little bit of a push here.
Oh, there you go.
Got filled on. Got filled on NVIDIA. 223.50s.
Nice.
All right, guys, I'm trying to actually add to my blade now.
You had a bunch of Peloton calls come in, the 105s for January 21st.
PLTR, by the way, guys,
Getting
PLTR pushing up as well. On that first push, we actually kind of back tested. We traded back a little bit and then continued to push up. PLTR looked like this is going on. Nice volume here today, too.
All right, guys. So I want to point out really quickly my trade here. So it came back down towards that 970 and then just gave us a really good bullish engulfing candle here. The big thing now is that low needs to hold no matter what. 971 on the downside, I get out. But I might even try to add here near VWAP 980 and try to get it through the level. But we'll see if we get that breakout look.
And that was what ticker was that again? Is this Blade?
Yeah, Blade Air Mobility. That's BLDE. Trying to see if we get another SPAC to run there.
That'd be wild. This is one I got asked about this in the happy hour several times, Mitch. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't have any edge on this. What can you give me a 10-second synopsis on this?
So this is just sympathy play here. This is
gotcha. Okay.
Nothing to do with the stock itself. I don't do this often, guys, but when I see multiple stocks running in kind of what it's not an industry, right? Effector and Rocket Labs don't have two things that are common, but one thing they do have in common is their SPACs. So I start looking at other SPACs to see where the volume is coming in because this is unusual volume for Blade. Blade normally trades at a low average of volume. Now you got a stacking of volume.
Sorry, PRQR
minutes.
Yep, PRQR pushing some more here.
All right. One of you guys got that up?
Yeah, here. I don't have it up. I have it on though.
Zunaid is looking focused.
I got you. Yeah, I was. There you go. I've got it up right here. You've got the 1 minute. So you got the breakout there, right? Hit a highs of about 809. Now it's looking so now patience is key. As we're still in the trade, please cut me off, Ryan. You saw that Ryan got in. It dipped, but it stayed below VWAP. And if you had way too heavy of a size, you would have gotten emotional. You may have gotten out. You may have missed out on the scalp. So it's very crucial to have the proper positions or share size when you're in these type of trades.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the other things, Zunaid, is I intentionally went small. I went 400 shares. I went 400 shares on an $8 stock. We're not talking about a whole lot here. The reason I reduced my size is because I thought for sure we were going to get the 8 break. And I actually wanted to get in several cents before that. But when you do that, you expose yourself to some additional risk, right? Because the process there is if we break 8, then we could pop some more. I actually front ran that a little bit. I actually bought at 792, hoping to get that 8 break. Now we've got that 8 break. So what I'm hoping for is another push here. We clear 810, 815. That's when I'm going to start looking to cut this. But again, normally I'd probably have twice as many shares, maybe even 3 times as many shares, but I'd be very, very sticky on the rules. This has been kind of a rough end of the summer. So one of the things that I did was kind of reduce my size. When I do that on a trade like this, I'm going to give it a little bit more leeway if I feel the setup is there. I felt the setup is there on PRQR. We're waiting for that to materialize here.
I like it. This one I did not play, but if we want to, I don't know if are you sharing my screen, Mitch? Yes, I am. Cool. This is RH, right? We talked about how it was kind of holding this little trend line here. And we talked about how it was above VWAP consolidating. It was just too spready in terms of options for me to play it out. But if anyone did grab it in the chat, congrats on making money on that one. You're doing better than I did on NVIDIA. But a nice little move there on RH.
So theater guy, I got to read this. Thanks, Ryan. Bought PRQR late at 797. It dropped. You gave me a new stop number. I didn't panic, so I doubled at 785 and sold 8 and made money. That's a master class of controlling your emotion and then using risk management, right? So what you did here is you actually bought a little bit early. The first break was 795, so I guess that perhaps that's what you were referring to. You were 2 cents later on that, but then again, the daily breakout on this chart was 785. So when it came back into that 785, the key here was that you didn't panic. You said this is where it was breaking out on the daily, loaded up some more stock, but then said to yourself, okay, I'm going to get out of this if this pops. Well, guess what? Pop to 8, you're out, made money, put it in your pocket, my man. That's awesome.
There you go. Good job. Well played. Well played.
All right, trying to see if this blade's going to break out. Setting up here. We'll see if we get a breakout through 10.
Did Mitch just get a David Beckham comparison? Did
Say
someone?
what?
Thanks for having David Beckham as a guest in the trader in the lower left today.
Did you see that?
Nick,
Okay.
I
got 25.
Is that your burner? Is that your burner, pal?
Hey, well, as long as he's, and I'm not going to say this too loud, but if
PRQR guys,
he's my wife, I'll take it.
Hey, there it goes. There goes PRQR 815.
All right, let's see what happens here. Hey,
get one more.
Ryan, what did you say your profit target was? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I just like a couple of cents here. 817. I'm currently sitting on the ask at 817. So if it pushes up there, I'm going to get filled and I'm going to end up closing this trade. I wanted that push through 8. We got the push through 8. I don't necessarily have a price target for you now. So I'm just kind of watching this. I'm gonna be bummed if it doesn't go up to 817 and then pulls back here, because I would like for this to kind of just get filled and have this be done. We'll look for another one that's out of this.
I kid you not. According to E-Trade, the high for today is $8.1699.
So what you're telling me is that my levels were pretty good? Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
Sounds like.
That's what I'm telling you. So I hope you do get that. So here's the thing, right? How are you psychologically not just saying it's only 2 cents away from my profit target, I'm just going to take it, screw it?
I am saying that.
Oh, you are saying that. Okay.
Because here's the thing, so you're in profit, but remember, I'm only long 400 shares here. So every time that I think, oh, I want to take my profit, I look and I'm like, okay, well, right here, I'm up $88.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to at least make $100 on the trade. That's what happens at 817. And there it goes. Okay. So it just filled.
Boom. Nice.
So again, I had my order sitting on 817. Now this stock's going here. So look at the volume on this. This is
baby. Ryan in the house.
Here, let me go ahead and is it on yours?
Oh, here, let me.
I got it up if you guys want it.
There it is.
So here it is. So look, you talked about the volume, right? This little line here is the average volume so far for the day. And yeah, this pop here, just look at how much more volume came in on the pop. And that's what you want to see. If this volume was lower, then it's like, hey, this move isn't real. But like Ryan mentioned on the spot, nice volume on the break. And now you're moving.
And so here, so if you want, I brought my broker up if you want to take a look at exactly what I was looking at. Again, this is, a smaller trade, right? $100 profit. This is not going to make me rich. But if I add this together 10 times, then I have a nice $1,000 winner.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's the type of strategy that we're actually looking for on scalps like this. I didn't think that this stock was going to go to the moon and I was going to have to diamond hands it the whole way up there. I was looking for a couple of pennies, a dime here. And because I reduced my size, I was able to go in a little bit sooner. But you'll see here, one of the things that I'm paying attention to in this particular trade is I'm paying attention to the VWAP, which I have have on my broker, and I'm also paying attention to the volume. The other, and then also current levels. So to me, 8 was the spot on the daily chart. Here's what I was talking about earlier with 785 being the breakout spot. Okay, it's saying 784 right now because of my mouse, but I can't quite get there. On a bigger chart, or if you have some more accuracy, this is the breakout spot here is 785. That's the other spot that I'm watching on this, right? So now we're actually above 817. It looks like we might even push some more. So one of the things that I'm going to look for now on this is if we come anywhere near back towards VWAP, I might take another stab at this because it might make, I mean, let me zoom in here. All right. If we take a look at some of the price action that it's already had today, it's pushed up on volume. It's come back into the VWAP. It's pushed up on volume. It's come back into the VWAP. It's pushed up on volume. And it didn't even come all the way back into the VWAP. Then it just kept pushing. Right. So if this comes back in towards this VWAP, there might be another opportunity in this name. I already know that the eyeballs are here. Look at the volume. Look at the volume on this. All right. So I already know that there are people here trying to trade this. This is going to be going on all day.
Now, if you go ahead and take a look at the daily, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got here. I don't know is mine up right if you don't mind, Mitch.
No, not at all.
Is Mitch? I don't know if Mitch left.
Roy, hold on a sec. Roy, you guys don't watch level 2. Yes, actually, that's exactly what I was watching. There was resistance at 795 on PRQR and at 8. We took both those out. That was the impetus for the pop. We absolutely do watch level 2.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And for me, it's more so about, I don't want to say my level 2 is options, but I look at flow, and if flow's coming in, then that's telling me big money's going in. But I did want to, if you don't mind, because I don't think Mitch is here to switch it over to me, go ahead and pull up the daily on this, right? And I want to ask you a question, which is why I asked. On this same ticker, so PRQR. Yep.
Got it.
If you pull up the daily, you're above the previous resistance, right? Which was about that $7.83 on June 22nd. Now, if you're looking to swing this, I know you're not, but if you are, just for the folks watching, are you holding this, hoping for a test of 950? Or if you wanted to hold this as a swing, where are you looking for that next profit target, if you will, to be?
That's a great question. And I'm really glad that you asked that because this is completely different based on the time horizon that you have set out for this trade. So Zunaid, in your hypothetical example of the swing trade, this is an ideal swing trade setup, right? We break out at 785 and then I'm looking for the target here at 950. That's still pretty good, right? That's $1.65 on a stock that was $7 when you bought it. That's a pretty good move. Yeah. And it looks like based on the previous price action for this instrument, this is absolutely possible. This is absolutely within the wheelhouse. So what I would do here for a potential swing trade is I'd maybe buy on the break of 785. We'll want to keep a 3-to-1 risk to reward here. So let's see if I can actually make this here. This will help, right? So we want to buy on 785. We want to keep a stop maybe right around 750-ish. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe let's avoid that round number and call it 744. And then we want to raise our target to 950. Let's get it to 950 here. All right. So right away, you can see that with the long tool, which is the tool that we use to set this up, I've got a risk reward ratio. I'm sorry let me spread this out. I've got a risk reward ratio of 4-to-1 here, 4.02-to-1. To me, this is an excellent setup for a swing trade. So if you did want to take a swing trade here, you're a little bit higher now with the price pushing 820. So it's going to be a little bit different. But on that 785 break, which is the point that we identified, this is how I would set that up, Zunaid. Does this answer your question?
It absolutely does. And I appreciate the insight on that. So right now it's at 822, got in at around $8. It's a nice little profit.
Yep, there you go. And it's coming back in here a little. If we flip over to the minute chart, it's coming back in here a little bit. Remember, we saw this earlier, pushing right back up. As long as this volume sticks around here, as long as this pattern sticks around here, this one's going to keep going. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up trading this again today.
The NVIDIA trade, the second ad, if you almost got $1 move, so if you want to get out of it, you can. On the second ad, you just had a $2 million flow come in on UPST.
Upstart? Oh,
yep.
Are you trading with options?
No, because the contracts that came in are for January 21st, and they're about like $50 a piece.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So no, I am not. But
I'm with you. But I don't like those huge ones.
But I will say this: if you want, grab a small size, right? Like grab maybe 1/4 if you want to have fun with it, right here at 268.36, and your stop loss could be below 267.50. You're risking about $1. in case more people catch on to the flow and they want to kind of buy it, they want to trade it, whatever. But to me, it's a little too in the money and it's a little too far out. I get that it's only a few months, but for me, it's a little too much. You do have Splunk. Here, let me go ahead and pull this one. Yeah, you've got some stuff coming into Splunk at the 150s that expire next week. But let me pull up UPST. We can keep an eye on it, see what it does.
And here, you want me to pull it up, or do you want?
You can go ahead and switch it to mine if you'd like.
Oh, I don't. I'm not. Yeah, that's Mitch. There we go. He's got it.
Is Mitch with us?
Mitch
Yeah,
is the producer.
I got you guys. Just
there you go.
setting up Spax attack there, but
yeah, no, you're good. But so we talked about if you wanted to, right? You can grab it right over here. I always do this, but yeah, you can grab it right around that VWAP area, and then right below this would be your stop loss. So right now you're hoping for that break of 270, just because of the flow that came in, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
And real quick, I just wanted to update on the ATVI. We were just talking about swing trades, and one of the swing trades I have on is a swing short via October 15 options in ATVI. And you can see here right now, I'm at the point where I'm going to start looking for profit. So if you want to either just switch it to my screen real quick, I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at here. When I was looking at this breakdown, I realized I actually entered right around here, right? So we broke all the way back down here. We bounced. I said to myself, the story's not over here. The short trade's not over here. I'm going to load up. So I bought some, and I'm looking for 75 as my target, right? So here we are. Now that we've broken this low and we're below this, as long as we close below this low, I think there's going to be some more downside here. I'm actually up on these. Let's see. I'm up on these 58%. So I'd like to get this closer to 100, and honestly, a push towards 75 will probably do that for me. However, now that we've actually kind of taken out this low on the chart, this is game on to take profits here. Even if it doesn't, I don't know if it's going to reach my target. And if it doesn't reach my target, the last thing I want this trade to do is turn red on me, especially since it's an options trade. So now that we've broken beneath this, I'm going to look to close this trade out. I'd like to get this a little bit higher, but if it doesn't cooperate, I'll maybe dial back my expectations and close this trade out for a win.
All right, both Rocket Labs, both Effector, and well, all three, Effector and my Blade, are now sitting on the VWAP. If they break down here, this is when I'll get out, because that's what it's all about, guys. I mean, it's all about risk management first, then you get your profits. So right now I'm just managing the risk in my trades and looking at the other two to see what's going to happen here. We'll see what happens and if we got to get out. I know that we got someone in the chat that said, last time I listened to these guys, I lost everything. Well, Scott,
really?
I don't think that was really here, but I'll at least say it like
that's always fun.
It's always about controlling your risk, and we're not here to copycat trading. If we were, I would be on a different platform. I won't mention it, but that's not what we're about here, guys. We're about process building. We're showing you our process in trading. Ryan showing you options. Zunaid showing you options. I'm going here common stock, and that's what it's really about. How are we attacking the market so that you can learn to be better yourself?
Yeah, and I mean, and we're taking a look at. I'm just going through the chat here. I mean, how many of you guys hit GVO? We gave this to you at a 640 break. This thing's printing 736 right now. I mean, W key as well. So, if you're Mitch, to your point, following somebody into a trade is not necessarily a good enough reason to do it. If you're able to manage that trade once you're in there, that's a different story. If you have a trading style that's similar to a trader that you follow and he or she is entering or exiting those stocks, totally different story. But buying something just because somebody else bought it is not a good enough reason to own a stock. And it's going to behoove you to learn what those entry and exit signals are, how these traders set up their own trading plan, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about your money more than you. Trust me on that.
Yeah.
Building that community. That's what we're here for.
Very well said. And of course,
by the way,
I mean,
PRQR hit 845.
That's exactly what I was about to get to is, you've got some profitable trades here. Like, for example, we've taken maybe total of 4 trades live so far. We've lost on I know for a fact I've lost on 2 of them. One of them still pending. But the profitable trade that you had in PRQR makes you profitable, if not at least helps you get to break even. So it's all about that profit loss, your ratio, risk reward, excuse me. And if you want real quick, go ahead and share my screen here. Let me actually share another one. Give me a sec.
I got you right here.
Master
I'm
of
gonna
Strong said
share.
he's doubled his account since watching us. That is the best thing I've heard
I love
today.
it. That is the
best thing I've heard today. I know it's early, but that's the best thing I've heard today.
So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here whenever you're ready, Mitch.
Got you right there.
So this is UPST. This is Benzinga Pro options chart right over here, or options activity. You can see this is the one that I called out, 2.2 million coming into UPST for the 21st. And then they just went ahead and smacked another million on that one. So if I wanted to, let's see what the chart's doing. Boom, I just click on the chart and you can go ahead and see it there. I can exit that one out. And you can, this is obviously trading view inside, and you can see what the chart's doing and how things are going there. So just wanted to show you guys the options that are coming in. I'm going to get back here. Still flirting, right? You're still in profit if you went and got that position when we called it out. Didn't quite break above 270, but that's what you're hoping for if you're trying to take profits on that one.
All right. Also, traders are talking about that we don't look at the level 2. I
addressed that already.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
PRQR, baby. Please tell me somebody else hit this. Please. We're through 850 now.
Ooh. I'm loving it. So let's go back to the daily on that, right? What was it?
And while you pull up the daily, let me get ahead of a question I know I'm going to get here. Remember, I bought this at 792.
Why'd you sell so early?
Intentionally reduced some of my size, out at 817, looking at the stock printing 860 right now. So I'm sure people are going to ask me, A, why didn't you hold it? And B, doesn't this make you mad? Let me address both of those real quick. A, why didn't I hold it? This is super simple. I had a plan. I executed my plan. That's it. That's literally the reason. Number 2, aren't you mad about this? No, as a matter of fact, I'm not. And the reason that I'm not mad about this is because, again, I had a plan. I executed my plan. I even knew that I was doing something a little bit risky while entering the trade, and I still executed the plan that I had without having my emotions get the best of me. And remember, when I bought this pulled back in a little bit, and that was okay because I had my levels identified. The other thing is when you see a stock doing something like this, I know that there's going to be another opportunity for me. So the fact that I didn't hold this one for an additional 60 cents doesn't matter because I'm going to hit another one in the future. And I was validated that my process today works. And as long as I stick to my plan, I'm going to be okay. So hindsight can be an absolute bitch because you'll look back on this and you'll think, oh my God, I could have made so much more money. The reality is you don't know how you would have traded that. On one of these, you don't know what would have happened. You don't know the future. So I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad. I'm looking for the next one. I'm really, really excited that I executed my trading plan. I'm 1 for 1 today on day trades. That's awesome.
That's awesome, dude. Good for you. Way to be profitable.
Right,
you know what the important part there, Ryan, is that you don't want to look at your trades as let's say like a baseball player, right? Like when you come up to bat and how many hits you got. Mm-hmm. What it's about is how your execution went, not the trade itself. Exactly. Execution is also important on the downside in your losses. So you got to give yourself a pat on the back when I stop out at the level that I'm supposed to stop out. You got to also give a pat on the back when you get your reward that you set out to get. That's what trading's about. Once you start being better at your own decision-making process, that's when you can start seeing some success, because now not only do you cut the losses at where you're supposed to cut them and take their rewards, but now you have confidence in yourself and your abilities.
Exactly right. And just for fun gaming, you're throwing something else in here that's absolutely true. You go from I could have made so much money to, oh shoot, I should have sold it when it was in a profit. Now that's an extreme case because we're up quite a bit from where I bought this, but you're absolutely right. Holding on to that, thinking that it's going to go to the moon can absolutely result in that hindsight, and that's brutal. Diane, thanks for UPST ST Zunaid hit my goal in it. Congratulations, Diane. Boy, we are printing money here
Yeah,
today. That's
you're
absolutely
welcome.
awesome.
That's what I like to hear.
And then I wanted to answer another question. Great question here from Romy P. Why did you not trail it, Ryan? Romy, that is a great question.
Great.
Let
That
me
is a good one.
Let me explain that. So number one, this is a day trade. So my trade plan is not to, it's basically to scalp. It's basically to hit a very small increase and hit that with the timing. In addition to that, I reduced my size because it's been kind of a rough summer. This is the first trade of the day. I wanted to control my risk ahead of time instead of going too much into that particular position. So with that, I don't necessarily have a lot of shares to trail. So I would rather just hit my scalp and then re-enter if it provides the opportunity for that. Now we're looking at this chart. There's like no pullbacks in this chart. So there's no way for me to actually reload this unless I wanted to play the break of the pre-market high, which was, I think, 869. Nice. No, that's still happening. $9, the after hour high, $9. That might actually be in play today. 850 would have been the other spot. So it's a really good question. It depends on what your trade is. This particular trade was designed to be a scalp on a small share size. So trailing stop didn't fit into that. If this was a swing trade, if this was a larger trade with more size and more risk added onto it, a trailing stop would have been an excellent way to manage a stock that starts to go ballistic like this. Great question.
All right. Well, I got to kick myself a little bit here. One of my top picks on SPACs just rocketed. Look at OPAD, OPAD, just halted. It's a monster rip from 12 to 13.97s there. And I had this stock under $10. I'm going to go and flush myself down the toilet. You guys enjoy it.
Why'd you let it go?
Because it was quiet for so long. Look at the daily chart. I'll show you the sideways action there at 10. Look how we went sideways, and when we changed over, we actually went down here towards 850. Of course, I wouldn't have been holding it there towards 850, but I held this one at 10.05 for like more than a month, and I was just like, you know what? I'm getting annoyed of holding the capital there, but monster rip out there. Called out in the chat. I forgot who called it out. There you go, RG. Thank you for calling that out. That's what it's about. That's the community trading. Let us know when you see moves like this, and we'll definitely put it on everybody's radar. We'll see if my SPAC can move, hopefully, from this, but maybe I got into the wrong one today. OPAD ripping through. Razkov, this is a housing stock, essentially. So we'll see what happens with this.
For the, I think it was Diane. Diane, how did you profit from UPST? Did you take shares? Did you take options? I'm curious to hear where your entry was, where your stop loss would have been, and where you took profit. Obviously, you don't need to tell us how much you made or how much your share size was. It's more so about how'd you trade it.
I got the love machine.
You got one now.
Man,
The love machine. Love sack, bro. Love sack. Up 12% today.
Somebody call Jason. Get him out of here.
somebody called Jason. I actually had a love sack in college. They're quite comfortable, but I will say this: I'll give you a downside to love sack. If you move, oh man, that thing is a mother to move. Trust me.
Oh, you meant moving. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, if you move houses and
I didn't know what you. No, I got it now. Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Manny says, "Are you guys buying stocks more or options?" For me, yeah. I mean, I agree. It's both. Typically on Fridays, I like to go options just because I'm in a bigger risk reward, right? But both. Yeah, I'd have to say both.
Wise Key and PRQR, man. Givo, we'll just kind of throw that in there. Wise Key really took out the high from earlier. So we gave this to you on the first run up, guys. We gave this to you on the first run up. I know there was a nasty pull in here from what 910 to 855. I can, if you got hit by that, I'm sorry. But man, this is going to keep going. We gave this to you on the way up. Wise Key, something's definitely going on here. The volume tells the story here.
All right. Yeah, day trade talking about that one too. Looks like Spider-Man's asking, is there any news on OPAD? I do not see any news there. I think it's just a squeeze there.
You've got, I know for the folks that might be interested in this, you've got SPRT September 24 expiration, $27 calls, about $300,000 worth came into that one. Do with that what you will. If you're going to try to day trade it, you can get in here, but your stop loss is going to be like $1.50 or so below VWAP for SPRT. UPST, it hit all the way of 271s, and then it's coming right back down. And then the PRQR that Ryan called out with the breakout of 8 hit a high of 890 and is now at 871.
Initial break on that was 795, by the way.
795.
This thing really caught. Yeah, no, it broke that. We were getting asked about level 2 earlier. There was a big level 2 wall at 795. That fell. I thought, okay, this is pretty good. I'm going to get in a little early because the next spot here is going to be 8, where there's also a sell wall. I got in at 792. The rest is history.
I love it.
Looks like we're going to test this 898, it sure looks like that based on the volume. So we'll see. SPRT pushing highs today too.
Yep, it sure is.
Guys, is it just me, or does it feel like this is like half the day is already over? Like this has been a busy morning. Lots of stuff going on.
Exciting trade
for sure.
It always is. I mean, one thing is that the market, I mean, a lot of traders are done usually around this time. We're getting towards 10:30, and this is when the action starts, and this is when the action usually starts dying down. The first hour of the day and the last hour of the day usually sees the most action.
Since we're coming a little bit closer to the end of our show here, NVIDIA, the only open position that I still have, again, grabbed it at 224.75 and then grabbed it again at 223.50 for the play up. And right now, so with the show ending, I'm going to get out pretty much about break even at 224.20. Cool. There's my fill. Just because we're about to end the show and I'd rather not, have anyone out and linger. But if you did want to hold on to it, and if you did want to get risky and not yell at me tomorrow if it doesn't work out, low of day, the break of low of day would be your stop loss. But again, I am out. Manage your own risk. But yeah.
Yeah, this is what I like to see, stuff like this right here. STBC thanking Born to be Free. And this is what it's all about, guys. We're all in this together. And I love the community building that we're doing here on live trading with Benzinga. You guys do me a favor. What do you guys want to see more on live trading? How can we make it a better show? Comments below are what really going to help us. We definitely pay attention to feedback. It's one of the biggest things that we can do. So you guys give us some feedback on how we can improve on live trading.
Absolutely. And I just want to add to that. Born to be Free is actually one of the regular contributors in our happy hour too. And yesterday he came up with a list of stocks. I can't remember what it was for. I made a watch list out of it. I don't have it handy here. Berlin, I'm sorry. But absolutely helping to contribute to the community at every turn. Love having you around. Keep it up. That's what we want to do, right? We want to raise the tide for everyone, not just a select few.
All right, guys. So I've had my hand on the trigger. You probably have been seeing my hand down here, down low. I've been trying to get out if I need to get out. Literally just been watching the bid, looking to see what's going to happen. Now we just got a turnaround. Now the big thing for me now is that we're coming right to the VWAP. This is the third time that it'd get above VWAP. So 1, 2, and now if it gets above VWAP, this would be the third time. From this point on, what I would do is if it gets above VWAP is I would start holding at VWAP, no longer risking down towards that right underneath that 970. I had literally 965 bid ready to go, was ready to get out, but it didn't hit it. So now the turnaround, it gets above VWAP. We're going to move the stop up to make sure that from this point on, we're not risking. And one thing I like to do is called the ticking time bomb in my trades. So if my time frame was in the 1 minute, this is going to go ahead and get into that point where it comes out of a 1 minute pattern and more into a longer time frame. So if it doesn't break out from here, I want to go ahead and get out because ticking time bomb goes off and boom, I rather break even or get out with a small loss than hang out for a trade that is just not holding to the time frame that you're looking for.
Yesterday, we talked about how support and resistance, another indicator of that or something else you can use is the previous close, right?
Mhm.
So if you want to go ahead and share my screen, you've got right here, this is AMD hit, and this is a previous close. Tested it, and it bounced right back up. So 106 to about 106.70. You got about a 50-cent move there. Your stop loss would have been below 106. So you're risking about 25 cents, and you already got that move. It hits that VWAP. Now let's see what happens. If you go ahead and take a look at NVIDIA, same thing right here. Previous close. Tested it, bounced right back up. And now who knows what it's going to do. But learn more about the VWAPs and the previous close, red to green, green to red, however you want us to take a look at it. Check that out. And looking at OPAD, it looks like that one is open now.
Who bad? Oh, bad. Honestly, I'm gonna.
And that's how it's trading.
Hey, Mitch, you remember you were talking about sympathy? Sorry.
Go ahead, Brian.
You know how you were talking about sympathy plays to Lulu earlier?
Yeah.
Pull up UAA real quick.
I'll do it.
All right.
Look at that.
Wow. That's got to be news or something.
Didn't we this morning? We said look for UA. You know,
that's got to be news.
It's just, I mean, a lot of it is the kind of the environment, right? Nike gave such a good positive report. Then eventually, what did you get? A monster positive report from Dick's. Now, what are you getting? A monster positive report from Lulu. So this is why I like industry analysis and sector analysis on top of the micro look. I don't like to focus too much on stock per stock. I like to focus on the industries because I just want to get into the right herd mentality, get with the right traders that are trading in a direction. And so what this gives you is you start trading with people that are actually looking for trends. That's what I want to trade with in the rotation. So we'll see if this continues to move. UAA. All right, that's going to probably do it for us, guys. You got any other wrap-up comments to bring in? Let's go ahead and start wrapping up. We're going to go ahead and bring on Jesse Kaler. Yes, we got a trader to go ahead and give you another perspective. That's why we got three traders here, and we'll bring on another. So what do you guys got before we get on out of here?
Just real quick, I'm still going to watch AGIL. We had a monster morning here with tons of other movers that were coming off of the scanner. AGIL is one that I think was setting up. I'm going to keep this on watch today, but otherwise just kind of waiting to watch the football game, Mitch.
Ooh, I'm super excited.
Oh, that's right. The season kicks off today.
Yes. We're going to have some good fun. I wish you were here, Ryan, but I definitely will take a shot for you, my friend.
Oh, there. Now, see, now we're talking. Mitch, we will meet up there one of these days, but I appreciate that.
Definitely, without a doubt. Thank you guys for coming like always, guys. You guys can reach out to Ryan and Zunaid. How can they reach you guys if they want to learn more about your trading style and also to help them at Benzinga?
Twitter is right over there, and my email address is my first name at benzinga.com. So Zunaid at benzinga.com. Feel free to shoot me an email and ask away.
And likewise for me, my Twitter is right there, Faloona. My email is ryanfaloona at benzinga.com. Shoot me an email. We'll do it.
See ya.
All right. See you guys later. All right. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Jesse now. You guys do me the favor. Smash that like. Looks like we got over 200 likes. We got 578 people watching right now. We need to get these likes up. Let's get it up there towards 400. And let's go ahead and bring on Jesse. What's going on? How we doing, Jesse?
Hey, what's up, man? Good morning. This is the exciting stuff here going on. And, right when the market's starting to take its breather, but Jivo was the big play for me today. I got in at the 641, and it's just been nothing but up from there. I got the suit on to match you. I told Aaron I was going to rock it out with you. I was like, you motivated me. I said, I'll put it on. We'll match. We'll look good together. So
I got to say, at least the best looking crew right now on the Benzinga. Look at us.
Right.
We're rocking it. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about your trades. I'm going to put your charts up here. You explain kind of what you were looking at today. What was on your watch list? And I'll be back in a little bit. Let us know.
All right. Thanks, Mitch. Sounds good. So, we've looked at the Jivo trade. I actually heard it in the live with you guys and knew that it was it was something that I've had traded before, and then people in our Discord server, they traded it as well. So I started looking at the levels and I saw where it was at, and I couldn't believe that it pulled back to this level over the last few months. So I saw that when it spiked up on this right here on this move, all that volume coming in, I went in right here with my stop right below this previous candle here. So right when I saw that it broke down a little bit, pulled back, and then broke past there. That's when I wanted to get in. It's currently still in the position. Probably will pull back out once it gets up to here, back down to here to 724. I'm letting it just kind of do its thing at this point because we've taken such a good a move on it. We're up 15% on it currently, and it's looking like a good trade. Also this morning, the way that we pull up our trades, the way that we get an idea is we use some AI information by through the Discord. You can just pop in some information. It'll pull up certain movers, pre-market movers, things of that nature. And this morning on the list, we had CEI, and then we also had the AMC with support and resistance. It was calling out that we should be looking for the first support at 45.62. And then we've looked at some Senate trading, saw that they had a few buys and sales there. Ecom had a few sales, ECOM. And then we also, let's see here, for the purchases, COR, and then another purchase for PINS, PINS. So we were taking a look at PINS. I did not trade this one. I did take a small trade on Tesla, took a loss today on the calls, but yesterday we did ride the puts with Zunaid said that he saw that setup. I waited a little longer than when he called it out, but we did take about 30% on Tesla yesterday, lost 15% today on about an equal position. So it was about a wash. I see in the chats, if you guys can drop a few tickers if you want, and I'll pull them up as well while we're talking here, because I don't have any current positions open for today except for one, and it is in EDU. And the reason why I did that is basically when I look at stocks that have just taken a complete beating and they're consolidating at a really low level like this after that big run, all the China news, everyone's scared of the China stuff. And I mean, look at this. This right here looks like it's at least going to try to come back to this $4.11, in my opinion. So we took the trade today. It's already up 2.34%, up about 10 cents or so. EDU, just a cheap little play. Wanted to get in it, looking for a bounce. Would be something that I hold on to for a little while. Wouldn't be a today trade. It's going to be down the week. Check KWEB, KWEB. Let's pull that one up for the group. KWEB. Looks like you had some support down here this morning. And let's go to 15-minute chart and see how this thing is trading. So once it broke past this level right here, this is where I would have had my stop loss if I was in this trade. So I'm not familiar with this stock very much, but it looks like 5110 is trying to get bought. So let's see if it gets down to like maybe 50-60 in that range, you might want to jump in, but it looks like it's going to continue to kind of hang out in this range from 5114 to 5264. You'll probably get a little bit more here and then probably pop back down. mRNA is killing it today. I saw that. I actually trade mRNA on a regular basis, but I did not trade it today because I was caught up in the Tesla trade, watching the Tesla trade. And that one is one you have to be careful for, because I really watch it really hard when I'm playing Tesla. 448 on Myrna. Let's see if you have any resistance on the 1 hour chart. I mean, this thing is just broke past all of this here. So you're looking to get to 496. So, I mean, that's your target to 500. So we had 496 down to 357. So you're talking, let's just call it 350 to 500, 150 point move. So if you're looking at a 150 point move, where do I bring in an idea that it might trade to? So once I see that it started bouncing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, give you 4 chances to enter. That's where I would look at a 50% retracement from that previous $150 move, which would be $75. Probably from this breakout here, you have 400. That's 50. So there's your 50, and then look, 366 to 400. There's your 40. It's about a 75-point move, 90-point move. Now you're going to probably come into some resistance around 453, 450-ish. So watch out for resistance around that 450 range. And then what else do we got? We got Peloton. You know, that's another one I don't really trade very often. Not a fan of the equipment. Don't use it. But if I'm trading strictly technicals, 96 was your clear support there. And, you know, you can have your stop loss right below there. So watch it go back down. If it comes back down and test that 96.50, watch for a break to the downside for Piton, P-T-O-N. Let's look up A-T-E-R. You see this move up here, and then look where last time it broke down. Whenever it breaks down or has a big significant drop and you're filling a gap, I always look to see where they were selling it before, and that's typically where you'll see it come into running in some overhead supply, and you're seeing that there's, you know, some sellers coming in right here at this area. So watch out for it to break out above this. You want it to break out above that 1030, 1040-ish. Yeah, that's at 1020. So it's not doing it right now, so you might see it pull back to about 951. So 951 would be a decent entry. So if you go here to the long and you say, okay, I'm looking for a 50% move there, keep the stop there, and then have it come back up to the top of this range, you have a 1.11 ratio right there. That's a move that I would take on a $10 stock, possibly. So watching that one for ATER. If it breaks out above this level, then, you know, the sky's the limit, right? It could keep going and making moves higher here if it can break out above this level, and then you still are coming back for this other move that it's dropped all the way down slowly, though, from 15. So 1250 could be a clear exit for me if I'm long here above the 1050 mark. So we'll see how that goes. CURV. I actually saw this one in the Benzinga Pro this morning and shouted it out in our private server. So let's see. Yeah, that's looking really good. Chasing at this point, but it looks a lot like that last chart too, where it had this line here in the sand, coming back from this level here. It came back, took it all the way up, and then now you're looking at some resistance again. Thoughts on ZM? Massive consolidation on Zoom video communications at this level. They're really not letting it break down, but if it breaks past 290, I'm short this stock. If it breaks out above 296, 295 area, then you might have a shot. You know, if you get in right around this level here, you've got 291 to the downside, 295 to the upside. So we'll see here. Clove. Got your 50% retracement. So I really like to trade these moves. You're going from $11 down to $9.37. You're hoping that it comes back to 10 or fills all the way up to this 50% retracement line, and then boom, there you go. So I like to see big moves and then a bounce back to at least half of that, and then it'll probably consolidate and wane and wail around this area, and then you'll either get a move to the upside or you'll get a move back down here to the 850 range. GAN is another one that's on the list, along with BYD. I like the gambling stocks. We like BYD. We like Penn, DKNG. I really think that these are going to be long-term holds. You know, in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to really see some movement in this space. And as it gets more and more, as it gets more and more exposure to other states, and we get a full opening of using these apps in every state and be able to gamble in every state, I think that's going to be huge for them. So as they keep acquiring these different areas, I think you're going to see some movement there. Thanks, James, on the retracement there. I appreciate that. Airlines, I haven't flown in 2 years. So for me, you know, with my family, with how I feel about things, I'm going to probably be a driver for a while, and we're going to be taking closer to home vacations. So you've got a nice little trade there if you would have got in around this support. So you had to move up, 50% retracement to the downside. That's your entry. Then you had your stop below there. Boom, it comes right back up to that line there where it fell back down. And now you're going to probably find some resistance right here at this area on DAL. So you maybe want to take a reverse position and you can short it from here back down to that support. Get rid of this one. And there you go. So you have some upside of, I say, take 50% of this move. So about 39.81 to, so about 50 cents. So you take a 50 cents to the upside and you have a 1.48 ratio. So to the downside, you might even want to make this tighter and bring it right here. So there's your risk ratio. It's 2.29. It's actually a good trade on the down. BBIG, I see you. BBIG coming in. Let's go. I saw BBIG. I mean, look at that. That chart looks good. You have your move up, 50% down, move up, 50% down, move up, 50% down. So now where do we go from this level? You've gotten 3 great trades out of this. So possibly something like that right there. That's how I would trade this. Huge potential for the upside compared to what's down to the downside. I'm liking this trade on BBIG. So here's your entry. $974-ish. And then you have your downside right below that previous low, 931, upside 1178. You might even want to bring it to where you're getting more of those candles where it hit multiple times, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where you might want to bring it down to there to have a little safer target. So we'll see how that trade pans out. Market down 1135 to 931 for your downside. You have a 3.86 ratio on that trade. Thoughts on FSR? Fisker, right? FSR is Fisker. Consolidation station, baby. We're going from 1448 to 1361. So looks like that's the safer trade to the downside once it gets up in that range. It's making higher lows and equal highs. So this one's trading in a range right now. Not enough meat on that for me. So if I was to go long here, I would want to get this one off here, and don't like the short trade on this one. Let's look at the long. You go long with a breakout above right here. Stop there. Bring that over. There you go. So you have a 1.99 ratio to the upside, getting a 50% retracement from this move down. So That'd be a good move though. 1441 up to 16. That's a decent trade. And now we're looking at a few more trades that are in the chat here. Hood ripping. Let's see. I traded this on opening day and made a little bit of skin on that one, but haven't messed with it since then. This looks like someone in the chat has having a baby or had a baby. Congratulations. I have 3 myself, so I understand how great that can be. Looks like Hood should see some resistance here soon. What are we pulling up? Baba? 168.46. You have your move from here to there. Look at that. And then pull back. Didn't quite give you 50%. Moves back up. Gave you the 50%. Now it looks like you might want to take a stab at this bad boy. Right around here. 165 to 171. You got a 1.95 ratio on this trade, and I like it. I like it. I like Baba. I might take me a little piece of Baba. API. So you have your move up. See, I mean, these are really, you can just see. I'm going to make these, show these to you. So there's your move down, right? There's your move up. And then there's your retracement line. So your trade is from here to here with your stops for a long stop and a long for the upside. And then I place my trade right here. And look at that. Boom, fits right in there, doesn't it? Beautiful. It's great. It's beautiful. It's an easy thing. You know, trading is an easy thing. Now, being a profitable trader is not an easy thing. And it's easy to make these moves when you have a proper stop loss and you have a way of trading already pre-established before you ever click that button. That's, you know, the number one thing that I ever learned was, hey, let's understand why I'm trading this. What do I see? Does it work when I see these things happen? 50% retracement, coming back up, coming back down. These things work, so I trade them. They don't work every time, but I have a reason to get in and I have a stop that saves me and gets me out. I do want to mention that I'm not a big trader of crypto, but I'm getting involved and I'm starting to trade crypto. But I had something happen to me that I've never had happen. And I had a stop loss that it flushed so fast I didn't even get filled. And I looked at it the next morning and I could not believe it. It was just boom. I'm sitting with my sale up here, the stock's down here, and I'm looking at the screen going, what do I do? So I buy more. I buy the dip, and then I did take some off today, but I was ADA. I really like that one, and I on Cardano got in yesterday and took a little profit today. MYPS, never heard of this one. $5 stock, and it looks choppy, looks ugly. Not liking this one. Looks like the algos like to take control of this one, but you got your move up, you got your move back down, and then now consolidation station again. What platform am I using? This is TradingView. You can pay for different packages with them. Gives you different information, so yours may not look like this if you join in and get like their standard package. I have the pro level is what we have, pro, and it gives you some tools and some different things that you can use to help with your trading. This right here is called an ODO bracket, and what it's doing is you're making your order with a stop and with a target to the upside and a target to the downside already in place. So you already have your stop losses and your profit stop already in place. AEI. Cheap stock looks a lot like that BBIG chart. So you have your level here, possibly a entry from 248 up to the 275. So maybe a 25-cent move. 2.55 ratio for the upside to downside. I like this one. Not bad. AEI might be trading that one with you. BNGO, BNGO, BNGO. Bingo. It's funny when the tickers actually have like a little name with them, or people can actually joke around a little bit. We like these fun tickers. I know Mitch likes the fun tickers, the ticker names. This trade's already gone, in my opinion. I'd be looking for a trade to the downside if this resistance up here holds. So I'd be looking at a trade more like this, 50% of this move down. So maybe right there. And you're looking at a 1.35 ratio. I'd want to tighten that a little bit. Come on. Let's bring you down a little bit. There you go. And 1.23. So it's a decent trade watching BNGO. And already went over Clove, but I can pull up Clove again if you'd like. Clove had the big move up, brought you back down to almost a full 70% retracement to the downside from that previous move. And if you want to see what I mean by that, so see how it gave you, I said 70%, 0.78. So if you go to your top, I mean, you can make it all the way to the top. I like to actually go to where the bodies of the candles are, not the wicks. So there's your retracement line back to here. And then look, it came all the way up here. Now you're in if I'm long or if I'm short here, they've got you stuck right in the middle. So you're looking to break out above to get up here back to the 1094. Supports at 948. So you can maybe take a flyer if it pulls back just a little bit right in this area. So your trade looks more like this. That was your move. I mean, it just gave it to you. So, Saba, please. Saba, pull back. All right, Saba. Come on, Saba. How we doing, Saba? You're looking like a beaten dog with blood in the streets. I don't like this for the person that's in this trade already. Maybe it's time to get in if the news turns around. Sentiment has turned. You're coming all the way back to this major resistance that was the huge level before the breakout. So see how it broke down one, broke down two, and then finally came up and gave you that big move. So possibly a breakdown, test, and then come back up through again for your next move up to about 80 is a huge, I mean, that'd be a huge move. But it's done these moves before. So resistance there, if it holds and becomes support now, then you maybe have a longer trade of somewhere like this, but that's just a lot of downside to capture some upside here. It's just risky for a trade. 0.94 ratio. You could possibly drop this, make this a little tighter if you really want to get into it. But I would go down to the 15 minutes. So your breakout above, if you're looking for a shorter term trade, you possibly bring this to here, drop this right there, and pull this up. So there you go. Oops. 48.10, kind of where it's sitting now. Downside, 43.96. Upside, you want to pull this in a little tighter, 50.32. So maybe you get a dollar move to the upside somewhere. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. I try my best. Hopefully when Spencer gets back, not hopefully, but pending when he gets back, we should have a schedule where I should be on through the week with you guys more regularly here. Becoming a full-time Zinger guy.
Doubt. That's without a doubt right there, Jesse. James to Jesse, they need you more here. We'll definitely bring you on more. I'm excited to bring you on. I enjoyed seeing you go through those charts. And like always, Jesse, thank you for coming in and holding it down here for us.
No problem, guys. Stay green, stay blessed.
Always appreciate it and looking good, man. I love the suit.
Yep. Hey, guys, check me out on Elite Trading. You guys can get on if you want more information from me daily or nightly. We have a private server for you. So
excellent. If you could do me the favor, throw up that link whenever you get a chance in the chat hereafter, and I'm sure they'll enjoy getting that link for us.
EliteTradingLive.com right there.
Boom. Got you guys. All right,
guys. See you guys soon.
Appreciate it, Jesse. All right, guys, that's probably going to do it for us on live trading. Guess what? SPAX Attack is next, and I got someone that's going to be sitting right next to me. If you guys know SPAX Attack, you probably know exactly who that is. I'm looking forward to getting us over to it. Like always, guys, I want you guys to check out this weekend. If you guys want to work on your trading, check out the boot camp this weekend, Saturday. And what to expect? Find out. Look at the Magic Man himself. Yes, we're going to be getting towards SPAX Attack here. I'm going to go wrap up here and start SPAX. You guys get on over. All you got to do is what? To stay right here. It'll redirect you right on over. You guys smash the like as we get on at it here on live trading, and we'll see you next time on live trading tomorrow. Let's go ahead and end broadcast, and I'll see you guys on SPAX Attack.